Welcome back to the episode number 129 of the so-called Sports Analysts. Guys, how are y'all doing?
I'm feeling mighty fine today in this good old Monday night after an amazing Sunday night, and yeah, it's been really great. Hearing all the haters reverse their dumb psychology and all that. So it's been pretty good.
Brecken?
I'm optimistic. I don't feel too bad. I'm pretty
Uh,
happy.
I wish I could say the same. I wish I could say the same for you guys, but I can't. But all right. Before we start, find us on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under TSCSA or the so-called Sports Analyst. Whether you listen to this live or another day, we appreciate it. And make sure you share this to anybody that likes sports. But all right, let's go ahead and get into it with these Monday night games for NFL Week 6 to kick off our recap. The Bills versus the Falcons right here, in which the Falcons, they upset the Bills after coming off a bye 24-14. And just a side note right here, Patriots are first place in the AFC East after the Bills fall to 4-2. So any takeaways from this game right here, guys?
Yeah, it seems like the injuries are for the Buffalo Bills are starting to catch up to them. Like a lot of their key losses
hmm
is not it's not working in their favor. And then even this offensively, they just did not look like they were catching any type of rhythm whatsoever. And it's not like they were missing anyone very important. I mean, Dalton Kincaid was missing, but Dawson Knox always tends to step up in a big way. But that didn't happen outside of his one lone touchdown catch. And then yeah, it never worked out for the Buffalo Bills today. And it's kind of crazy. I mean, we'll get into it here in a little bit when we talk about the Chiefs, but no one in this conference is really pulling away. Like no one in this conference, like I mean, the Colts. I'm not worried. Like so, the teams like the Buffalo Bills that are supposed to be like taking advantage of these situations, they just haven't done it. Losing back-to-back games, especially dropping, like you said, to number 2 within their own division. It's not going to say that I'm like panicking, but there definitely has to be some worry and emphasis on where they're going to have to improve on going forward. And as far as the Atlanta Falcons, dude, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, totally on leash against this depleted Buffalo Bills like team. Like it just was disgusting if you were a Buffalo Bills fan, but amazing if you were an Atlanta Falcons fan because Bijan Robinson after that 80-yard run and then that one run I believe in the fourth quarter where he broke like 5 tackles and then there's Drake London just freaking catching everything that goes his way. This Atlanta Falcons offense just had it clicking all day. And then Tyler Algier making a grown man move at the goal line, just running through a dude's face for a touchdown. Nothing more
hmm
inspirational than that.
Yeah, no. I mean, you've seen quite a bit of adversity throughout this game for the Bills. They were dealing with some injuries and stuff like that, and you wanted to see Keon Coleman kind of step up there in that role, and it just seemed like AJ Terrell was just completely locking them down. And so they're the Bills offense. I mean, even last week we were saying it about how James Cook wasn't getting enough touches and their offense seemed a little bit off. And I feel like it's been like that the last 2 weeks, and then now they end up losing this game. And I don't know if that is more of a testament to the Falcons because they were getting pressure on Allen and sacking Josh Allen, which doesn't happen too often. Obviously, with these huge draft picks, both of their first rounders were constantly getting pressure on Josh Allen and forcing him to scramble, and then even Caden Ellis was going crazy. I think he's one of the more slept on middle linebackers in the NFL. And I mean, yeah, AJ Terrell just took out their number one wide receiver, and then everybody else was backups, and Josh Allen kind of had nowhere else to go with the ball. And for the Falcons offense, I mean, Bijan, I mean, he's the best running back in the NFL, and I said it in
Mhm.
prior episodes that his
Yeah.
biggest flaw is that he doesn't know how to stiff arm. And I don't know if you guys noticed on that 80-yard run, he went to
Mhm.
stiff arm and fucking
Yeah.
missed. And I was like, oh my gosh, he got caught. And then he still broke the tackle. So I was like, nice, nice. But yeah, like I said, man, he just up that stiff arm a little bit more, and he would be breaking a lot more of these 80-yard runs off. Drake London looks absolutely insane. I know right there at the end of the game, it looks like the Falcons almost, fumbled the bag with Penix. He hurt like his elbow or his wrist or something
Yeah.
there at that very last drive. And it seemed like, oh shit, maybe the Bills would do something miraculous. But I mean, I think it was more of the Falcons defense just completely just not even letting the Bills come back in this game because I mean, the Falcons got up early and they just held the lead the whole game.
Yeah, and I just don't know as far as if it's this all these Bills injuries just being this bad, but I do believe the Falcons defense is legit at the same time. But I just think I just saw Josh text in the chat that kind of threw me off. I don't know why, but I think it's a combination of both. But what can't be excused is the 335 total yards given up by the Bills defense in the first half. And also, just a quick stat for you: Bijan Robinson is the second player in NFL history through 5 games to reach 450 rushing yards and 300 receiving yards since a running back in 1991. Quick trivia: who do y'all think it is? 1991 running back. Any guesses?
Thurman Thomas.
Barry?
Damn, you were on the spot right there. Damn, Josh. All right.
I know.
I guess you're trying to.
That's
know,
what I
Paul.
was gonna
What
say.
can I
Thurman
say?
Trying to
Thomas
flex
as
your-
well.
You don't even know who Thurman Thomas played for, Brecken. Tell me who Thurman Thomas played
You're
for.
trying to flex your ball knowledge. No, but like I've said about the
I'm a
Falcons
G.
right here. No, that was a crazy snipe. I didn't expect that right away. But whenever they lost, I don't know who it was to in week 2. I said their biggest issue is that they don't give the ball to their premier
The
guys.
Panthers.
The Panthers, that's who it was when they lost 30
They
to
lost
0.
30
Thank
to
you.
0. Because I was thinking, I was like, dude, the
I was about to
Falcons are
say,
so
Thurman Thomas played for the
bipolar.
Bills. He didn't play for the freaking Panthers. They didn't even exist. Like I was about to go on so
No,
hard just now.
no. Dude, we texted in the group chat about Thurman Thomas. I said he was the second coming of OJ.
Thurman Thomas? I don't think you've ever talked about Thurman Thomas in your
I
life,
don't-
Brecken.
In the group chat, we talked about it.
Really?
No
We talked about
possible
Thurman
way.
Thomas in
No
the group
shut.
chat?
We can search up
I
Thurman
said- I
Thomas
said
in
it
the
was
chat
the
message.
second-
I'm gonna look at this up.
Wait, no.
Yeah,
wait.
look it up.
We're talking about Thurman
I
Thomas
said
in the Big
like OJ.
2025.
I said
Oh
like
crap!
OJ
He
type
did
beat.
say Thurman Thomas.
Wait, for
I
real?
did.
Type
I
beat.
told
He
you.
did.
I told you.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Brecken,
Okay,
Damien don't
Brecken,
know
my bad. I'm not I wasn't familiar with your game right there. But no, the biggest theme of this right here is that you had 35 total touches between Drake London and Bijan Robinson. That's going to be a recipe for success. Michael Penix, he didn't look great, but he didn't look bad either. He did just enough, especially with the turnovers the Falcons defense made, to just win the game. And hopefully he could keep this, because there's always this back and forth with him. So hopefully he keeps it up. But before we move on to the next game, are you guys any bit concerned about the Bills moving forward?
I think I am. I think I honestly am a little bit worried. Like we're in this game watching it. I was talking to my client while cutting his hair. I was like, okay, the Bills are going to adjust, come back in the second half, and they're going to make it a real ball game. It just never happened. They came out that first drive firing, clicking on all cylinders, and then after that just went back to doing nothing. Like the Falcons adjusted to everything that they just adjusted to. It seems like there's a little trouble in paradise, because it's not just this game. It's not just last game. It's even a couple of games that they've had this season. Let me pull up exactly who they have played this. It's like the second game of the season. It was versus the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins, they were really struggling
That
to
was a
even
close one.
kind of get things going on most of that game, and they never really clearly separated really until towards the end in that one. And then sorry, I have 20/20 vision. I don't need that. So yeah.
Oh, these are
and
blue
then
light glasses. Sorry.
These are blue light glasses. We need to put you on, Josh. They're blue light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh.
They're blue light.
whatever, bro. Whatever. But yeah, it just never seemed
Trying to have
like
good eye health,
the same Buffalo Bills magic that we're accustomed to. It never seemed like Josh Allen was going to take over this game. It looked like he was trying to, but just the defensive pressure never allowed him to really escape the pocket in general. And then no receivers were getting open. It came down to like a 4-string receiver for them to really start getting the ball to him. And even then it wasn't working. Keon Coleman was non-existent. Khalil Shakir was wiped out of this ball game. So I feel like there is at some point what's going on with the Buffalo Bills offensively right now. Actually, just both ways of the football.
It's like all these AFC juggernauts, like all the guys that were expected to be great. All these teams are just like, they're starting to become like fringe playoff teams. The only one that like seems to be on the up and up right now is the Chiefs, because they have a 12th man on the field at all times, it seems like. But other than that,
Lions only had 4 penalties.
Yeah, the Bills have, I mean, they have Josh Allen and he looks great, but I don't know, they just can't put it all together. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, my bad.
It's
Orion's
because
over
you're
here
not used to
distract.
winning. That's why you don't know what it is. That's what it
Hmm.
is. You're not used to winning. You
We're,
don't know what it is.
we're gonna get to the Chiefs in a second, but let's get to this other Monday night game here first. Baby Goat Caleb Williams beats the number 2 overall
Oh
pick
wow.
after a rematch last
Bro,
year
that
Number
fumble
after the
at
Hail
the
Mary,
end.
25-24. So Bears go to 3-2. Commanders, they go to 500. Takeaways.
Well, anyone that was calling for Kyle Monongai's head to take over this backfield, it's not happening anytime soon because DeAndre Swift went
Mhm.
absolutely berserk in this game. 14 for 108. And then he had that really big catch that I thought he was for sure going out of bounds right there, turned into a 55-yard touchdown, 2 for 67. He really exploded. And just in this game, they were really struggling to get their offensive get the receivers open in this game. They weren't really pushing the ball down the field as much as they are accustomed to as the Chicago Bears, but putting it on the back of DeAndre Swift, he was able to really get the job done. And honestly, the Commanders answered almost every call that they were given in this game. They stepped up. They made a few big sacks on Caleb Williams. They even blocked a field goal, and then at the end they had a chance to secure the win, and they just fumbled the game away, and it went into Chicago Bears' hands, and that's how the game ended. So this game was pretty fun to watch. It's just, dang, like the Chicago Bears really escaped with this one, but in reality, like this game was just a back and forth affair. So whoever made that key major mistake was going to lose this game, and that ended up being the Washington Commanders at the end.
Yeah, no, kind of the same boat. It was a back and forth game, kind of the whole time. It's like somebody would go up by 10, somebody else would go up by 10. But it really just comes down to the commies having 3 turnovers compared to the Bears. I don't think they turned over the ball at all. And the Bears, they really they took advantage of all those turnovers, scoring a touchdown on every single one of those. And like I say every single week, it's the explosive plays and the turnover plays. If you are winning in the turnover margin and on the explosive plays, you're gonna win the game. And I mean that's exactly what the Bears did. They just had less turnovers. And I mean both teams, their offenses look great. Their defenses didn't look too bad. It was just a really good, just scrappy game back and forth. I think if the weather was better, maybe the game would have been a different way. But yeah, weather has an impact, and that's something that you got to plan for, in the NFL. So
Yeah, and just to go off what these guys were saying, as far as the Commanders, especially after last week and this week, they get off to really slow starts. Them being down 10-0 versus the Chargers last week, they happen to win the game, but then getting down 13-0 versus the Bears, you're not going to win ball games like that very consistently.
mhm.
And just like you're saying, the turnovers. And one thing is just Bill Krosky Merritt, as far as those fumbles right there, I'm not necessarily going to blame that last fumble solely on him because I know Jaden Daniels
It
kind
didn't
of
even touch
bobbled it.
him.
Yeah, well, it touched
Yeah,
him right in
That-
the middle of
I mean,
his.
he threw it at him. Like
Yeah, so
he
like
didn't
that's
he
what
didn't
I'm
even hand
saying.
it
I'm not
off
gonna
to him.
I'm not gonna solely blame him, but it's just those are key things, especially in the. I would say this: it's a weird backfield, but it's crowded at the same time, so he can't be
hmm
affording to make these mistakes constantly. And we got to
and
remember
I
this
thought this was
Commanders.
going to be.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I thought this was going to be like his huge breakout, like bad
Yeah, I
weather,
agree.
all that stuff. And I feel like after he and it seemed like he had the backfield to himself, and then after he fumbled, they
Yeah.
were just kind of like, yeah, let's get Rodriguez back involved and kind of spread the ball
McNichols,
out
yeah.
and kind of split carries. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think that this Commanders offense is going to get better whenever Jaden Daniels gets in groove, and obviously when Terry McLaurin gets back. I think it's in about 3 or 4 more weeks, I believe. If you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as this Bears side, it's just like coming from a Caleb fan, it's just Caleb. He's just at times a second off. And you guys know how important a second is in football. It's the difference between having a game winning touchdown or a pick going the other way. And I think that's going to be something that gets cleaned up. It's definitely looked better after the bye. And also, one more thing I want to mention, just as far as back with this DJ Moore Rome Odunze split coming out of the bye week, I thought Rome he'd get more targets. But I don't know. It kind of seems like it went back to that 50-50 split right there because seven total touches for DJ Moore. Rome, he had 5 targets. So any concern about that, even like fantasy implication wise?
No, I don't think so at all. I think there was that wipe away with the touchdown when the lineman lined up off sides. And he even was
Yeah.
targeting Romo Dunze deep a couple times. I do think Romo Dunze is for sure the clear number 1 wide receiver on this football team. But DJ Moore definitely has a role that they're trying to hand him off the football at times. When they're kind of doing little trick plays with DJ Moore, I think they found something in the offseason that they can really unlock with him. But as far as like, is it a worry? No, because I do think that this day looks a whole lot different for Romo Dunze if a couple of the passes that Caleb Williams was hitting him with connects, or if like he doesn't throw into double coverage, you know. So it's kind of like one of those things where Caleb Williams wasn't. I mean, Romo Dunze day was kind of really cut short. I'm not cut short, but dimmed a little bit because a couple of mistakes made by this team.
Well, I'm not gonna ask Brecken about Rome because I know he's a Roma Dunze hater right here.
Just showing his true colors, man.
No, but
I'm playing. I will say I was definitely wrong about Rome. He's honestly,
you were for sure.
He's balling it.
You for sure.
He's balling it. There's still a lot of receivers that are better.
No, there's not.
I don't.
Let's go down the list.
Smith. He's better than Devonta Smith.
Yeah, he's definitely better than Devonta Smith and T. Higgins. I would.
I'd take him above
I'll give you that. No, I wouldn't.
Look at the rage, baby.
Unbiased, I wouldn't.
Definitely unbiased. Well, all right, let's go ahead and move on to this next game here, which I know Josh is very excited to talk about.
Do you think the Bears?
You know what? We're skipping that game.
Do you think the Bears could really make a run? Like, do you think they could go on a couple if they pull out together a couple wins? Like I said, a lot of teams aren't pulling away. One of those being the Detroit Lions and being the Green Bay Packers. Like, I wonder what the schedule looks like going forward for Chicago Bears. But they do have the offense at times to keep up with the best teams. Just sometimes they just, like we see, the mistakes catch up to them. But definitely they are always within reach in ball games.
Guys, start the Bears offense the next 2 weeks. They got the Saints and the Ravens the very next 2 weeks.
No,
and
the 3
Bengals
weeks
and Giants.
And the Giants. Whoa. Saints, Ravens, Bengals, Giants, bro.
What the fuck?
Oh my goodness.
The Saints are
and
Saints,
the
Ravens,
Vikings,
Bengals, Giants.
The Vikings
NFL
defense has been had.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah,
goodness.
the Vikings defense has too many injuries right now.
But that's November 16th.
And the Saints,
so who knows if
the Saints?
healthy.
I feel like you guys are. The Saints are. I mean, they're a professional.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Get it
They're
out.
a professional football team.
Professional players. You know, they play the sport and they're on defense. So I feel like you guys are.
I shouldn't even be laughing. I shouldn't even be laughing right now.
Yeah, with a friend like Damien, we shouldn't even be laughing.
Oh man. All right, let's go to get onto Josh's team right here, right? So the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Detroit Lions.
Come on, Josh.
Where the Chiefs, they win 30-17. The Chiefs, they go to 500, which let's say really quick. Josh said he wanted them to be 3-3 before Rashee Rice gets back. Lions fall to 4-2. All right, Josh, floor is yours.
There's a man from White House, Texas, son of a former MLB player, played in Lubbock, Texas for Wreckham Nation, drafted 10th overall, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time MVP, the best player to ever pick up a football in the history of the NFL. Patrick LeVon Mahomes is playing like he is the best player in the world. I mean, it's inevitable. The Patrick Mahomes experience was always going to come back. It was always going to make its way around. And, you know, last last year there wasn't complimentary. The last 2 seasons there wasn't real What the freak, Brecken? During the rant of the century, you leave. All right, I'm gonna continue.
Just like
During
that, he vanished.
the last 2 seasons of the worst complimentary football you could have ever played, the Chiefs finally have it. They finally have an offense and they have a good enough defense. And I think that's enough for the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what, Fonzo? You know how I feel about this football team?
Let's hear it.
I feel better with this football team at 3-3 than I did with the Chiefs last year at 6-0, because this Chiefs team can actually push the ball down the field. They can actually create big play opportunities. They've scored around 29 points per game over the last 3 weeks of the season. Oh wait, they scored around 34 points per game over the last 3 weeks of the season, all without their number 1 top 10 guy, Rashee Rice, on the field. And you know what's crazy about this whole situation is that the team that they just played was the consensus by almost everyone, the number 1 in the entire NFL, who was averaging 35 points per game on the season. They held them to 17. This is not the same. This is the Chiefs league and we're just living in it. It's the Chiefs league and we're just living in it. It was always going to be like this. It was always going to come back around. You know what's even crazier about this? Travis Kelce's playing like Travis Kelce again. Travis Kelce's playing like Travis Kelce.
He's back?
Again.
Is he all the way
back?
He's
back. He's been back. Have you seen him the last 4 weeks?
Yes.
I don't know.
He had some more wiggle to him yesterday. A lot more wiggle to him yesterday.
Yeah, he did. It's just inevitable. And you know what's great about it? You know what's great about this? 0 penalties. Jawan Taylor walked away with the football game 2 weeks in a row with 0 penalties. You know, dude, God must have. Moses parted the Red Sea and Jawan Taylor walked away with 0 penalties 2 weeks in a row. Jalen Moore stepped up when needed. He stepped up when needed. 1 pressure, 0 sacks allowed. You know, and this Detroit Lions team is good. They're great. They're the gritty team. But the bullies got bullied on Sunday. Juju Smith-Schuster didn't walk out on
I was about to say, that was
great. He didn't walk out great. But they bullied Brian Branch enough for him to beat up Juju Smith-Schuster. All right? You know, and he said it in the post-game interview. They were bullying me. So he got bullied out there, which is along with everybody else. You know what the crazy part is about this whole thing? You know what the crazy part about this whole thing is?
What?
Hollywood Brown's going to be our 4th option after this week. Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be our 5th option after this week. And Tyquan Thornton could jump above them any given week. So that's the crazy part about this year's football team. There's answers all over the football field on the offensive side. And they're just moving. It felt good watching a Chiefs game, knowing no matter what the Detroit Lions did, the Kansas City Chiefs were always going to answer the call. It just felt inevitable. Every time Patrick LeVon Mahomes touched the football, he was going to put points on the board, and he did.
And let me go ahead and say this. The only person on the Kansas City locker room that's walking away with the L right here is man, Juju. Man, that did not look good. That did not look good right there, honestly. But okay, in all seriousness right here, this is, I said before the year, I thought Patrick Mahomes, this was going to be his bounce back year as far as his MVP year, because he hasn't looked this good in the regular season.
4 touchdowns 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, four total touchdowns, and just his rushing upside, he's combining that too. This is the best regular season wise he's looked since 2022. And Brecken's joining back. I guess he didn't get to hear Josh's rant, but this Chiefs offense is so dynamic. And with EGE coming back, quick story right here. So Josh wasn't tapped into Chiefs Twitter like I was, and he didn't know the nickname. He didn't know the nickname. Hey, that's not the point. That's not the point here. I was more tapped into your wide receiver's nickname, and I had to put him on 3 weeks in advance. And I'm just saying. So if you hear Josh saying it these next few weeks when EG goes off, trust me, I have him in fantasy football. But I'm just saying this offense is going to get a lot scarier, and this defense, it looks scary at first as far as the first few drives because the Lions were moving the ball down the field. But Spags, he found what he needed. He found out the recipe for success and shut down this Lions offense pretty much the entire second half. But all right, Brecken, I know you missed Josh's rant right here, but I don't know if you could hear or anything. But what'd you take away from this game?
Yeah. Yeah, no, my bad. I was my ad blocker kicked me out. But um what's it called? Yeah, I mean the Chiefs, they may have had a 12th man on the field helping them at all times.
The Lions only
Fun
had
little
4 penalties in this
statistic. I don't know
game.
if you guys knew this.
Let's
I
hear
don't
it.
know if you
Yeah,
guys
since
knew this. The Chiefs are the first team in 70 years to run over 115 plays and not have a single penalty called on them.
sounds like
I'm just
good
lying. I made that up. It happened in
disciplined football.
2021 to the Seahawks. But I looked it up because I was like, there's no way. This is insane. But you guys believe me for a second. You believe me for a second. And that's all that matters. See, now,
The
I
thing is,
completely
even if you were
understand.
wrong or right, I wouldn't care.
That was good, Brecken.
No, I know you don't care. I know you don't care. Hear me out. So,
Let's hear it.
the Chiefs, yes, they're good. I felt like this game was like a little bit fraudulent. I think they would have won either way. That's what I'm gonna say. I think
You
they
had
would
the
have won
Jared
either
Goff
way,
touchdown,
even
they
if
still lose
you
by
know.
6, Brecken.
7.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. Like there was some questionable calls or no calls in this game, but I think either way the Chiefs would have won. I think that I like going into the game. I was like, yeah, Chiefs are gonna win. I didn't think the Lions really had a chance. I mean, if you want NFL ratings to be good, if you look at the Chiefs and they're 2-4, it looks like they are gonna struggle to make the playoffs compared to 3-3. So and then their best player on their team's coming back. So I'm just got there. But no, I'm just playing. Mahomes is obviously their best. But yeah, no, I think it was a good game. Lions, I mean, I think it really was Spags because the Lions offense just looked so off. Amon-Ra had like 8 catches for like 16 yards at one point. It was insane. Like he was catching the ball, but like at the line of scrimmage at most. Spags defense was just playing out of this world, in my opinion. And it looks like Chris Jones just took all that
Mr.
negativity.
McDuffie.
Yeah, like we were giving him so much shit. Dude, Chris Jones was playing so bad these first couple of weeks. And then this game, he was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm tired of people talking shit. I'm going to show up. And he did in a big way. He kind of won them this game. So, I mean, congrats, Josh. You got to win against a good team.
Okay.
That's kind of it.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get on to this next game right here. The fan favorites, the Bake Show, the Heisman, Brecken, more importantly right here, the one and true only Heisman, the Bake Show, MVP frontrunner right now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wants to compare
30
Heisman before
to
the
19
podcast.
versus San Francisco 49ers, who are now 4-2. Yeah, no, he tried to say Devonta Smith and Baker on the same level of Heisman levels, but this is the Heisman for a reason. But all right, Brecken, you know what? Let's start with you first here. What'd you think of the Heisman's performance right here versus the Niners?
I think the fucking Bucks got lucky. That's what I think. They're so fucking lucky. No,
they got lucky playing with Cameron
Baker
Johnson, Sterling Shepard, K-Dot, and Tez Johnson.
Let me talk. The Bucks are damn good. Don't get me wrong. The 49ers are also super injured. But I mean, the Bake Show was on. You know, he was showing why he's the Pillsbury Doughboy, the Bake Factory. He was absolutely cooking in the bake shop today and or on Sunday. And dude, he was like, Mbuka was out. He's still throwing for, did he have 300 yards, over 300 yards, close to it? He was just absolutely cooking. And and then the 49ers, I think once Fred Warner went out, it was kind of like, oh yeah, this game's fucking over. It's a horrible injury to see Fred Warner snap his leg. I don't know if it was a dislocation or a break.
It was like the Dak injury.
You know, it's
like the Dak injury.
Ooh, shit. That's really bad. Was it like a full compound fracture, like bone out of the skin and everything?
No, that thing was cooked.
It wasn't.
That thing was
what happened to Dak.
That thing was facing the other direction. That thing was north and south, east and west. Like it was.
There's been so many like bad injuries this year. It's actually like
Yeah,
I feel like it's
nasty
unprecedented.
injuries.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like after they lost Fred Warner, they were not that they were just like checked out, but it seemed like all hope was kind of lost. And then Baker, man, he's so damn good. And I mean, he's got the South locked up. I mean, he's gonna win it. And wait till he gets all of his receivers back and his running back, and this defense is healthy. They're debatably one of the best teams in the NFC. So
Josh.
I feel like that's a real topic that's not brought up enough. Like I feel like they're already potentially top 3 in the NFC.
No, I think they 100% are. Right now, if I were to look at who would be the favorite to get out of the NFC, I think it would be, for me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they can keep up with anybody offensively. And though defensively they're not the same as they used to be, it doesn't really matter when you got a guy like Baker Mayfield on the other side who just doesn't care. Like, I mean, if your defense is capable enough of slowing down a team, maybe one possession, stopping them on one possession to give Baker a chance, I think that's really all that's needed right now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and especially with what you like Brecken said on offense. Right now, his leading receivers for this game were Cameron Johnson, Sterling Shepard, Cade Otton, and Tez Johnson. Like, no guys you thought at the beginning of the season, yeah, Cameron Johnson, a special teams returner, is going to be my number 1 receiver in week 6. It was never going to be like that. And Tez Johnson was going to catch a deep touchdown at the end of the game with an insane
Clean
catch. So, yeah, so it was
amazing. Yeah.
And then while also playing without Bucky Irving and Rachaad White being the clear workhorse, this was not what they drew up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it didn't matter. They got the job done against, I know, a depleted San Francisco 49ers team, but a San Francisco 49ers team who just seems to keep up with anybody offensively, and they weren't able to keep up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one. And as far as Baker Mayfield, I mean, I think it's between 3 people right now who are the MVP of this league, and it's Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, and Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott losing another one is hurting his case, but as far as Baker Mayfield, I think he's right now, he may be the clear front runner until Mahomes gets into that winning record category. And he's just playing some amazing football. Like, I don't think for me personally, like, outside of Patrick Mahomes, I know there's none other player I love watching more than Baker Mayfield play football. Like, if I'm being completely honest, like, he just does whatever he wants on the football field. He plays aggressive. He pushes the ball down the field. He always just seemed like he's never out of the football game. And like I said, I've texted before in the group chat, we're watching the game now, Baker's going to come back, and he just does. Like, he just does what he does. And even versus the Eagles, he almost brought them back if he didn't make a turnover in the end zone to kind of seal the deal in that one. So right now, he's just playing insanely good football, and it's not enough can be said, especially where he was at. I mean, they wrote him off. They wrote him off, but I bet you the Browns and Panthers look really dumb right now. They got that 5'7", 120-pound quarterback in the backfield at Carolina, and they got freaking
who cooks.
I can't say nothing.
And then they got the Cleveland Browns who are drafted 2 quarterbacks this year, just traded a 41-year-old. So yeah, just look at where Baker Mayfield's at.
So
yeah, no, it's insane.
So before I get to the Buccaneer side right here, I told Josh this before. I said, if the Niners end up winning, I was going to say the slogan, if the Glock Purdy jams, pull out the MAC-10. But obviously that's a ruined nickname that I cannot say no more because they lost, because this was Mac Jones.
That's tough, though.
That's what I was saying too. But
he felt that one in his soul.
Yeah, Brecken like that one right there. But
all right, speaking of guns, okay, totally off topic.
Rasheed Rice should not go to jail.
Okay, totally off topic. We were having this conversation at work. Totally off topic. Totally nothing to do with football at all. Nothing to do with football at all.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I made an argument because if you were to get shot in the knees, right, and you're strapped on your right side, because they were saying that they would shoot back if someone shot them, and I said no, this would not happen, because 9 out of 10 people are going to go straight to grab their knees and fall to the ground, bro. They are not thinking, oh, I'm going to shoot back. Whoever shot me is going down with me. No, bro. Like,
you know who that one person that's going to shoot back? Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield's going to shoot back. No, but
No,
like,
I
it's
don't,
so
dude. If you
stupid.
get shot in your knees, you're not gonna be able to like. You're gonna like you're not gonna be able to fucking.
Yeah.
How are you gonna like your legs are gonna be
And my
bent the
thing is,
wrong
do you
way?
think
Like you're
like you're
gonna
like
be
John Wick or something? Like, do you think you're gonna get shot in the knee,
no.
fall,
I
and
mean,
then
I
grab
Yeah.
guess
your gun
it
at the
depends
same
what kind of
time and
I
bullets,
shoot?
am.
right?
I am.
If it's like
I
a
mean
little
that shit.
22 pistol, if it's a little 22 pistol in the knee,
No, we're-
right? Different. But if it's like a 4.46 or like a 270 bullet into the knees, dude, I'm sorry, your legs are gone. The bottom half of
Did
your
you-
legs are gone, and you're bleeding out before you're grabbing the gun.
Yeah, bro, that's what I
did
was
you hear
saying, bro.
Brecken? Did you hear Brecken get more country and country's accent got deeper as we started talking?
No, that's what I was
more
saying,
about
bro.
guns?
I was telling, do y'all think I like John Wick or something where you can just take a bullet and keep shooting? Like, no, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a trained
No.
killer. You're not a
Yeah.
trained
And
killer.
John Wick pauses, dude.
Yeah. He goes, ugh. like,
Gets up.
and
Yeah.
the whole thing is that this person shot you and is still walking up on you. Like, you're not gonna get
Yeah,
anything
no.
off. Like, you're not even.
And even
gonna
if the
grab
gun fires, even if you pick up your gun, they'll just shoot you again.
And the
That's
fact
what
that
I'm
they're good
saying,
enough to
bro.
aim, if they're good enough to hit both of your knees, like one shot, two shot, both of your knees are gone.
Then they're gonna fuck you up.
Already start praying to God for forgiveness because you're dead. I'm sorry, dude. It's 2 bullets, 2 knee shots. They're torturing you at that point. Yeah, they're just toying with their meal. You're not winning. I'll say that.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah,
what was
no.
the next game, dude?
Oh yeah, Fonzo's about to start talking about Baker Mayfield.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I'm not even know what I'm gonna say no more. I would just say, great job by the Bake Show. And
Baker
I
gonna
know-
shoot back. They shoot at Baker. Baker gonna shoot back.
Baker's gonna be the only guy that shoots back. But I'm gonna just say really quickly,
I feel like
amazing
Baker
what
would
he's
just bite
doing.
the gun and throw it at them. Like he'd grab his own.
Nah, he'd
Ah!
catch. He'd catch the gun and start talking shit.
He'd catch
back
the
to him.
bullet and throw the bullet back.
Nah, but all right, let's just move on to this next game right here. We have the Green Bay Packers versus the Cincinnati Bengals right here, in which the Packers win after their bye week. They win 27-18, now 3-1-1, and the Cincinnati Bengals are now 2-4 with the new Joe Flacco list or Joe Flacco Bengals. Any takeaways?
Yeah, I feel like in this game, as far as the Bengals side, I don't think the Bengals are going to translate to football wins. I just don't see it in their future how it's going to translate. But they definitely look better offensively. And as far as Joe Flacco, at the beginning of this game, he definitely looked like a guy that barely got there. Like he looked like he was still trying to figure out how to get the ball to his receivers, trying to figure out the playbook. But once that second half came around, he looked like a totally different person. He's like, oh, dang, I have Jamar Chase on my football team. Let me just throw the ball at him. Like, and whatever happens, happens. And, Jamar Chase just knows how to make big plays. Like, I think that's just there's no guy that's more patient in the air than Jamar Chase that can come down with a clean catch no matter what. I think than Jamar Chase in the NFL. Maybe Justin Jefferson, but outside of that, it's Jamar Chase. Like that just makes it look as graceful as they do. But disregarding that, I think the Bengals. I don't see any upside with this. I think they're going to be competitive, but I don't see it translating to wins. But as far as the Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs looks like a whole nother man on a mission right now. I will say this. I think over the last couple of weeks, he's really disregarding the bye week. This game alone, I know it's the Cincinnati Bengals, but 18 carries for 93, 2 touchdowns. And then what he was able to do, Josh Jacobs does not catch the football. Like, let's just get that out the way. Like, Josh Jacobs is not a receiving back. Like, that's not something he's been doing his entirety of his career. And this one, 5 catches for 57 yards. Just big play after big play for Josh Jacobs in this one. And it's kind of weird because Josh Jacobs was pretty much their number 1 receiver this week. Like, it's like, who's the number 1 receiver? We don't know. Like, Tucker Kraft, I know is just guaranteed for a touchdown or something. Or 5 catches. That's Tucker Kraft's game. But everyone else, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I can't tell you who's going to be the number 1 guy at the end of the week.
Yeah, no. I'll start off with the Packers, man. I mean, Jordan Love didn't have to do too much. And I mean, whenever you're playing this Bengals defense, it's kind of like, hey, we're just gonna run the ball and win it, and Josh Jacobs did his thing. I'd love to see Matthew Golden nearly, hit that 100-yard mark, on just 3 catches. Matthew Golden I felt like kind of separated himself as kind of the one right there, and it was really showing his explosiveness and his separation, Granted, like I feel like everything about this game you kind of have to take with a grain of salt with how shit the Bengals are. It's like an auto win, just mark it in your books. I think Flacco going in there does make it more entertaining for fantasy, and maybe we'll sell a couple of more tickets for the Bengals. So I completely get, making that move to try and make people a little bit more entertained. But for the most part, I don't think it's really going to change too much of their trajectory. I don't think that can keep them afloat until Burrow potentially comes back and maybe for a playoff push. But all in all, I mean, Packers just took advantage of a really bad defense.
So yeah, I'm gonna just start with this Bengals front here as far as how it's not gonna be any winning football, which I do not care about because I have Jamar Chase and Chase Brown in a couple leagues. So they are fantasy football relevant once again. And Jamar Chase, maybe he's not that number 1 wide receiver in fantasy football, but he's easily a top 10 receiver, and his spike weeks could be number 1.
Brickhead can't believe he got a comment about his
I'm
camera. Just wait till his Wi-Fi
I'm
kicks in, bro. Just wait till his Wi-Fi kicks in.
I'm so sorry.
Just wait till it gets good.
No.
Wi-Fi.
I just got a trade sent to me in our dynasty league, the Hector one. So it's a double it's super flex. So it's basically 2 quarterback
You
league.
didn't see this.
I got offered.
Mhm.
I have Jackson Dart. They just offered me Ramondre Stevenson straight up for Jackson Dart. What fucking kind of crack are they on, bro?
You
Fuck
should take
no. What do you mean? No, that is horrible for Ramondre straight up, dude. That's insane. My team is. I'm so sad at quarterback. I just scored 234 points in that league.
Hey, you just had a flex real quick, but Jackson Dart, no, he's easily one of the best.
Same kind of crack as your webcam.
For Ramondre,
who's Darth Zenier, bro? Who is this person?
I don't know who Darth Zenier, but so you didn't know what we were talking about, Brecken?
No.
Yeah, just wait till his Wi-Fi kicks. We were saying just wait till his Wi-Fi kicks in. And,
it's because somebody said nice cam Breck. So I thought you were laughing at that, but no. As far as with this game, really quick, with this Packers offense, is their run game finally going to starting to get going now? Because I know they've been struggling, like you're saying. Josh Jacobs is finally back, and I just think I'm not impressed by this offense. But again, it is the Bengals defense. You play whoever's in front of you, so you can't control it. But they just need to get a W on the board, and they're one step closer to the Lions. Because again, I don't know how that tie is going to work right there. I don't know the exact standings. I don't know if they're above the Lions right now or they're below. I think they're below at the moment. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to the most boring game of the week, which we could just do a quick takeaway from this one. Tennessee Titans versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders, they won 20-10. Somebody had to win this game. Vegas gets their second dub, and Brian Callahan gets fired today after 6 starts. So, any takeaways?
Yeah, as far as the Raiders, they suck and the Titans suck more. And it was a total suck fest out there, and whoever sucked the most was gonna lose this game, and that was the Tennessee Titans.
Whoever sucks more at football. Yeah, no, Callahan's gone. That's just about. This game was just to give you an idea, this game was so bad that Callahan got fired. I mean, he should have been fired a while ago. I don't understand why teams. He's a hater. Dude's a hater.
Pin that comment, bro.
He's a hater.
Pin that comment, bro.
I did pin that comment.
All right.
Go ahead, Brecken.
Go, Brecken.
Anyways.
20 minutes about your favorite trash teams in the league. Go.
Nah, it was just Callahan should have been fired a long time ago. I don't know why they have these rookie quarterbacks, first overall picks.
Is that a pun or is that for real? Like he really?
Wait, what?
Look at the last comment.
Bro, why is it not letting me look at the
I don't have
comment?
my chat open.
Dude, it's not letting me look at the last comment. What is it doing?
Anyways,
I'll
the
be
game
here
was
in a second.
the game wasn't that entertaining.
So there's no takeaways you have from Brian Callahan getting fired. I think this is the sixth straight
Nah, should
first
have been
overall
fired.
pick. Yeah, he should have been fired last year. I don't know why it's not letting me see that comment right there. No, but all right, let's go ahead
Not
and
the
move
play
on.
caller.
Yeah, let's go and move on to this next game right here, which is, I guess, a little bit more entertaining right here. LA Rams versus the Baltimore Ravens. Without Lamar Jackson, Rams, they win 17-3, get back to W's. They're to 4-2, and the Ravens are 1-5 now. They have their bye week. Then Lamar Jackson comes back the following week. So any takeaways?
Yeah, I mean Cooper Kupp got injured in this game, which was kind of scary. We still
Cooper
don't know
Kupp?
the complete severity. Shit, my bad. Puka Nakua. You know what I meant. My
No, we
bad.
did it. No, we did it.
Dude, that's why you guys were laughing. Anyways, we still don't know like the full severity of it yet. And I guess keep an eye out for that if you guys have them in fantasy or anything like that. The Ravens look absolutely horrible. I mean, Derrick Henry went off for what was it, like 120 yards, 130 yards, something like that. So he, kind of put up some good stats, for once. But still, the Ravens are going to be completely irrelevant until Lamar comes back because he is that team. And I mean, yeah, they need their bye as soon as possible. And I mean, the Rams, they just, you got to win these easy ones, and they kind of did. Kyron Williams did his thing. You're muted.
Oh
You're
my
muted, Fonzo.
bad. This Darth Zender guy, he's still cooking you right now. But
Fuck you, Darth Zender. Fuck you.
Darth Zender
Talking
could be like
shit
our most
about my
loyal
internet.
fan, and then he just told him F you, bro. Darth Zender, just
No,
know
we-
I love you, bro. I love you, dog.
I love you too, man.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
keep
Stop
the
hating
comment.
on me, and maybe I'll respect you. I will say my internet did kind of take a shit earlier, so don't hate on me too much.
No, but okay. There's nothing really to take away as far as with this game, but as far as long-term wise, with Puka, I'm a little bit worried. And the Ravens, I want to ask you guys this. They're 1-5, and they have a tough schedule coming up. With Lamar coming back, it's kind of too early to punt the season, but it's kind of looking like they kind of should. They get a high draft pick, better defenders. I'm not saying you should tank, but I'm saying what do you guys think would be the best option for the Ravens? Because they'd have to win out pretty much to get back in the AFC playoff picture, pretty much.
I think they could. I mean, I think you don't really have too many other options. I mean, the Bengals almost did it last year. We've seen them, come back from a huge deficit. I don't remember what their starting record was, but I remember it was just about this bad. So I mean, you're getting Lamar back, and he's a huge X factor, and hopefully he can, spring some life into this team. And if they do go on a run, I mean, like we were saying earlier, all these AFC teams are just not performing, to what their normal standards are. So maybe there's some sort of slight window, some sort of slight hope. Maybe they could go into being like a wild card team or something like that. And totally, they could still make the playoffs. You can't really write them off.
I don't know. I'm kind of writing them off. I feel like 1-5 to start your season is pretty bad. Like it's not one of those.
It's hard. It's hard. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is not that one year where Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm gonna run the table, and he starts listing off all the teams that he has to go and beat and stuff like that. No, at least then Aaron Rodgers was like coming like prime Aaron Rodgers. I understand Lamar Jackson's up there as well, but I just don't see it happening. This defense is not the same defense as it used to be. They're missing their best player for the rest of the season with a neck injury. Too many guys are not in the lineup. And then as far as offensively, I think the knock on the Ravens has always been missing a number one receiver. I understand Zay Flowers is a really good receiver in the NFL, but I just don't see him as a true number one. And Mark Andrews is only getting older. Derrick Henry is only getting older. Though he had a big game this last one, is it sustainable over the entirety of the season is something we shall see. But they're going to play the Bears this coming up week, which I do think is going to be a tough matchup, especially with the defense that they do have and the offense the Chicago Bears have. Then we got the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins aren't going away sad. Let's just say that. Like they're competitive in a lot of these games that they are playing. They're just not getting the job done. And as far as that, then you got the Vikings. Then you got the Browns. The Browns do play competitive football against division rivals. Then you got a pretty easy schedule after that. Jets and then the Bengals, but Steelers, Bengals. It's a favorable matchups, but it's a lot to ask to win all these games
that's
in a row.
5 wins right there. That's 5 games where you could really win. Then you have Patriots, Packers, and Steelers down the stretch. And it's just Lamar has to score 30, 35 points to even potentially win these ball games right here. So
yeah, with how bad this defense is playing,
is John Harbaugh on the hot seat?
I was talking about that today. Like he has to be in the hot seat. Like I almost feel like, okay, I was having this conversation because in basketball, like coaches win championships next season, they could be the 5th seed and get fired. Like it's kind of like one of those things where they're getting thrown out the window pretty quick. But as far as the NFL, a lot of these guys are long tenured. And, we got guys like John Harbaugh. We got Mike Tomlin. We got Andy Reid. We got a couple of these guys. But what separates some of these guys is that they're not successful. And John Harbaugh, so far, are you going to keep riding a guy that gets you to the playoffs but doesn't get the job done? And I feel like how much can the Ravens, like, be patient? I just don't see the pace. And especially after this year going 1-5 to start. I understand Lamar Jackson isn't available, but even before then, you weren't doing good at all. You were 1-3. You were 1-2 going into that game.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just something to keep in mind. And I think, I don't know, if Lamar Jackson gets back and if the defense doesn't slightly look better by the time Lamar Jackson gets back, they have 2 weeks. They have 2 weeks to prep for the Bears. So we'll see how they look. And the Bears, I think they're only going to get better. But it's just something to monitor from this point forward. But let's move on to this next game right here. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both are now 4-2. Seattle, they win 20-12. And Seattle's 3-0 now on the road. Any takeaways from this game here?
JSN. I feel like JSN's on a man on a whole nother mission right now. He's playing possibly like the best receiver this year in football. I mean, Puka Nacua has had his moments before this injury, but right now JSN looks like the clear-cut number 1 almost this season, and he's been balling, especially in that first half. He just went absolutely nuclear. I mean, if we're looking at a fantasy football standpoint, he already had 23 points in the first half, and he just continued it into the second. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about for the Seattle team is like we think they have these 2 really good running backs in the backfield, but it seems like when they're both playing together, they just do not look that good. And it's weird to see because when we see them individually, like Kenneth Walker last week getting most of the burn, he had a really big week. And then we've seen Zach Charbonnet in the past when he's been by himself have an okay week. So I don't know. I just feel like the split backfield they're trying to push so much isn't working in this offensive favor at times. And then even on the passing game, like I want to see other guys get more involved. And maybe they can take it to a whole nother level, especially like Cooper Kupp and a guy like Torrey Horton who's up and coming as a rookie. I would like to see that happen. But as far they get the job done against a good Jacksonville Jaguars football team who has been on a hot streak right now. And then if you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, they really need it. I think this offense does look better. Like I will say, especially getting the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. They had a touchdown called back if it wasn't for Travis Hunter literally lining up offside. Like he had nothing to do with the play, nothing at all to do with the play. And he just wiped away a touchdown that could have been huge for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's just being
traumatizing for you?
No, because my team won the Super Bowl that year, Brecken.
But you still remember. You still remember.
Brecken, you always set yourself up for that. Brecken, you
still remember.
Now I'm going to get strays thrown at me too the rest of the episode just because you brought up that comment right there.
What do you mean?
He's going to bring up Super Bowls now.
Chief legend. I mean, I won one this century, so I don't mind.
Wish I could say the same. I guess Josh just walked off, but no. Okay. Are you going to go first for me?
No, yeah, I mean, the Seattle Seahawks kind of took off to start, and it seems like the the Jags were trying to come back throughout the whole
That's
entire
what he went
game.
to go get.
Dude, he's actually got like a Darius Tony. That's so crazy. That looks tough though, bro. That might
Out
be
of all
worth
the
like 13
bobbleheads,
cents one day if you hold on to
it.
it.
out of all the bobbleheads, Kadarius Toney, like, I mean,
He
it
had a
makes
big
sense in the
game.
moment.
He had a big game that day.
I mean, it makes sense in the moment, like, but now looking back at it, that's I don't know if the investment was
I don't
worth.
regret it. I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all.
Nah, but all right, go ahead.
Anyways,
go ahead.
yeah, no, Sam Darnold and JSN, dude, my JSN being wide receiver one take is aging like fine wine. I know that you were saying that. And dude, he's absolutely cooking. This Seattle offense, I love watching them play. Like they set up the RPO better than any other team in the NFL. Like Josh was saying, their run isn't super efficient, but they get in this 12 personnel in this heavy set, and then they're motioning, and then they're using their tight ends to go like as like a stunt block and like a quick release. So these linebackers, you just got to hold them up for that half a second. And then Sam Darnold is instinctive enough and trusts his receivers enough that JSN is absolutely cooking in this offense. I think Cooper Kupp's role is completely, being undermined right now with his blocking upside. And then on top of that, like his ability to run routes, like everybody in this offense looks like there's some teams where you're like, oh, they just don't have it figured out, but they're still playing good, kind of like the Bears. And then there's other teams with the Seahawks where I feel the complete opposite, where I feel like this team, everybody's on the exact same page. They're extremely well coached, and just this offense looks extremely in tune. And then on the defensive side for the Seahawks, this D-line is one of the best in the NFL. It's extremely hard to run against them. As we've seen ETN go for, what did he even have? He didn't even have 30 yards.
12 for 27.
And yeah. And so he didn't even have 30 yards against them. I mean, the Jags, it looked like they were kind of keeping this game alive there at the end and kept on trying to come back. Holy dude.
He put on the Kadarius
What
Toney
a
shirt.
pull. What a pull. What a pull. No, but I mean, I love to see. I own a lot of BTJ stock, and so I love to see him fall out today. Haven't benched him once this season, and today I feel good for not benching him. Now, did I delegate him to the flex spot instead of my wide receiver one? Yes. I had to punish him so he knows, hey, if you want to get back up to that wide receiver one spot, you got to keep doing stuff like this. And so I think maybe he proved himself. I'm going to start him at wide receiver 2 this week. Hopefully he doesn't burn me.
No, keep him at the flex.
I mean, yeah, T-Law. I mean, the Jags offense looks good. Their defense. I was expecting Greg Newsome to be a lot more effective.
Toughest nickname of all time. Toughest nickname of all time.
I wanted to see Greg Newsome be a lot more effective, and it looked like he really wasn't. But I think that the Seattle offense is just, running like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that point right there as far as with Clint Kubiak, and he's a real run-heavy guy, and they haven't even really been able to establish a run game so well. I know it's a split backfield, and like you were saying, it seems like it should be a solely one running back in this offense, but I think eventually it's going to get going with how creative Clint Kubiak is as far as with the run game. But the pass game, it's just perfect right now, just with JSN. And I know it's too early to like crown guys for this or that, but I've seen a 1.5 year sample size with JSN, or probably a year sample size, because late last year, like midseason to the end of the year, and now this year continuing on, he's threatening for he's threatening for the top 5 wide receiver, or like this guy said, JSN for president. But I just think that he's creeping to those areas of how we mentioned Puka, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. I think if he keeps on having this, I say till like the middle of the year, I think definitively he's now a top 10 receiver, but I think he's creeping into that top 5 receiver. But just as far as this Jacksonville offense, T-Law did look better, but just this offensive line just looked brutal in this one. Like you're saying, the Seattle Seahawks defensive line and Byron Murphy, I think now for sure second best defensive
Mhm.
tackle in the league behind Jalen Carter. I don't know what to consider Chris
That's
Jones. He's more DT, D end.
No,
Like, I
Chris
mean,
Jones
like,
isn't top 3 no
I
more.
guess you could say like pure run stopper.
I mean, like pure run stopper. Okay, that sounded out of context
Mhm.
right there.
Nose,
That
almost
that
like a
sounded out of
nose.
context. Yeah, I meant like just like a pure like nose, a pure nose.
Well,
I
Chris
think
Jones
he's
has
with
never
Jalen
been
Carter
a
and Byron
Chris
Murphy.
Jones has never been a great run stopper.
No, but
That's what I
like
mean. I consider him more like a DN archetype rather than like a
He's
pure
just a pass
DT.
rusher. Just a pass rusher.
he's just a rush DT. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I think Byron Murphy, he's getting up there, and
Vita
he's.
Vea at stopping the
damn
run.
No.
I say
No?
he's.
He's
I
good.
say. I say he's better.
He's
than
good,
Vita
but I
Vea.
really like Byron Murphy.
Yeah.
Where did he go to college?
Murphy,
Yeah,
didn't he
yeah.
go to Texas?
Yeah.
He did. What
Yeah,
about
we
Vita
went to
Vea?
Texas.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know
What
where
about
Vita
Vita
Vea
Vea?
went.
Washington.
Washington.
Anybody ask you?
Oh,
Washington.
okay. Hey, I was gonna say, like with JSN, dude, you got to think about it. Horns down. Yeah, damn right. Dude, with JSN,
Oh, wrong one.
he was in this receiving room with Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, like one of the best
Jameson
receiving
Williams went
rooms
to
of
Alabama.
all. Yeah, but he started off at Ohio. You don't know ball.
He wasn't in
and
that room.
yes, he was. Was he not?
See, he's second guessing himself now.
No, he was in that room. He was in that wide receiver room.
Stand on it.
Look
You're
at
gonna
him.
make me Google.
Brecken, stand on it. Brecken, stand on it.
No,
Brecken,
Josh
stand
don't
on
know
it.
ball. Anyways,
Just stand on it, Brecken.
and JSN, out of all these great wide receivers, right? All these guys were like they're all like ones on their teams in the NFL. JSN was the best one out of all of them, and they were all starting together. Like if it wasn't for an injury, I think JSN would have went way earlier in the draft and would have been way more sought after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I think he's getting right there, but all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and get on to it. So, like we do every single week, it is a Saints game, and we give Brecken the floor to talk about what happened in the New Orleans Saints game. Saints now go to 1-5. Patriots are now 4-2, leading in the AFC East. So, Brecken, what did you take away from this game? Oh, Patriots, they won 25-19. Takeaways from this game right here, Brecken.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Drake May. So I'm a Saints fan, but I love watching Drakey Poo cook. Man, I love this guy. Drakey Poo's so damn good. He's better than a cold beer, brother. Let me tell you. And as a Saints fan,
Brecken doesn't even
I
drink
don't.
beer.
I will say, dude, Drake May. It's like watching this game. The Saints would get them to 3rd and long. In every single time Drake May converted. The Saints definitely played, they punch above their weight class. You know what I'm saying? So they're definitely competing in a lot of these games, and it's super scrappy. You love to see Olave go off for 100 yards and Kendre Miller getting, even more burn now. AK had a really nice catch that he took off, but Spencer Rattler for our offense, I mean, he looks so damn complete. Like if you're a new NFL fan and this is your first season ever watching, and you're watching these teams, you're like, Spencer Rattler's debatable top 15 in the NFL right now.
Yeah, like
he's playing. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's playing extremely efficient. And I don't know if that has to do with like the offensive schemes or stuff like that. But I mean, we look interesting. We're still 1-5, so and what sucks is like we're definitely not getting the number 1 pick. So it's not going to be Nussmeier season. Dude, we get it. You like Darius Tony. We get it. We get it. All right. But I mean, yeah, it really just came down to Drake May is just top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now, and he's just better. Like he was absolutely balling out. He was making some insane throws just left and right. And I mean, we've seen it last week with the Bills. He did it again. I mean, the Saints are going to keep it interesting, but I didn't even expect this game to be this close, to be honest.
No, I honestly think. Well, first I'm gonna talk about just Spencer Rattler. I feel like it would be the as far as with quarterbacks. I think you brought it up before, Brecken. As far as like rebuilding the whole team, then getting a brand new quarterback, it works in theory. But you have a quarterback right now in Spencer Rattler, who he was poised to be, I think, 2 or 3 years ago to be a first round pick, and I think he's finally showing some of the tools and just his arm talent. He's able to show this against a good Patriots defense. This Patriots defense is almost fully healthy at this point right here. But as far as let me get to Drake May right here. I don't know the exact stat and where it's at. I think it's his first time in 3 straight games where a Patriots quarterback throws 250 yards and 3+ touchdowns since Tom Brady. And that's well, there's going to be a lot of since Tom Brady's for Drake May, but I think what's working for him right now is just with the quarterback, you need not only do you need the talent or you need the team around you, but you need that confidence. You see the clear confidence he has in making the throws, even though it's Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, and Stephon Diggs, whoever these guys are, he has the confidence in these throws. And last week he went toe to toe with Josh Allen. He went toe to toe with him. So who knows how far this Patriots team can go? They have a lighter side of the schedule. They should get to 6-2 before they face Atlanta. So they could be. I'm not saying they're
Their
going to be
schedule's not
to
even really.
Yeah,
Yeah, their
it's
schedule's not
tough,
hard at all either.
but they could be threatening the Bills. So I don't know if you have any takeaways from this one here, Josh.
I feel like I think Spencer Rattler is proving a lot of people wrong. I do think that he's really stepping up to the plate as a Saints starter and getting the job done. He's doing the best he can with what he's given. Chris Olave, I just wish I just wonder what it would look like if like the defense was also kind of producing the same way. I understand like they're not allowing a crazy amount of points. I understand that, but I just feel like
They suck. They're so fucking bad.
Yeah, they do. I wasn't gonna like hype them up. I don't know how to hype them up any more than that. But they just it's not bad. Like I don't think the Saints are as bad as I thought they were gonna be. Like it's just there's key players missing, and it's just not working out. And then on the offensive side, Chris Olave is very good football player. Alvin Kamara is not what he used to be, or it just might be he just may be tired, of being in this situation. We don't know, but it just seems like they're also like a superstar away. Like they're 2 or 3 big players away from actually being a real competent team. And maybe Spencer Rattler might be the answer. He might be the guy that they continue moving with forward. We'll see when the draft comes around, obviously. But as far as this Patriots side, I think Drake May is. I mean, to be fair, I did say that he was going to be better than Caleb Williams. I wholeheartedly believe that right now, but he's definitely playing more consistent than Caleb Williams is for over like the majority of his games. And as far as who he's dealing the ball to, it's not even close. I mean, Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Mac Hollins, like these guys are just afterthoughts on other football teams, and he's figuring out a way how to get them all involved. I just wish the Patriots would help him out a little bit more, and let's get him an actual bell cow. Let's get him an actual guy that takes over the backfield and runs the football. Because why is Ramondre Stevenson still getting the football? Like, why is Ramondre Stevenson still involved in this game? Like, 13 carries for 18 yards, multiple fumbles.
I took the over on Travion Henderson yards because I was like, dude, it's 29.5. He's definitely hitting over. And then it's against the Saints. I'm like, he's definitely hitting over. 27 yards, dude. I had 3 parlays.
Yeah. Didn't you do it with the Bills? Didn't you do it with the Bills?
I did the exact same thing last week. Dude. And I guess I just need to stop betting on him, and maybe Travion will go crazy.
You're the reason, not Josh McDaniels. You're the reason why Travion
not me. Oh, bro.
No, but all right. Well, let's
bet
go
his under, Brecken. Bet his under from now on.
Actually, yeah, bet his under. Yeah, he's gonna start popping up.
Josh, trade me him in Dynasty, and then I'll bet his under. How about that?
Give me Amon-Ra.
Fuck though, you're crazy.
No, but all right. Let's go and move on to this next game right here. Well, it was a battle of the AFC North teams right here. The 1-5 Browns, well, now the 1-5 Browns versus the now 4-1 Steelers, in which the Steelers they win 23-9. Any quick takeaways from this one?
Yeah, the Steelers just knew what to do in this game with this game plan. I mean, zero in on Quinshon Judkins, take away the run, and make Dylan Gabriel really beat you with 52 pass attempts, and it just didn't. It was never going to work. So, yeah, they knew what they were going to do: make the rookie uncomfortable, take away his bell cow, and make him make decisions. And they did, and it ultimately led to the Pittsburgh Steelers dominating this football game quite easily.
Yeah, I don't even think it was necessarily Dylan Gabriel's fault for this loss at all.
No,
Like,
no.
I like there was Jerry Jeudy had some huge fucking drops. Like he genuinely was pissing me off. Like how are you going to be talking all this shit, hyping yourself up, and then just be playing like fucking Quinshon Judkins was,
bro.
last
He's
year.
a jag.
Dude, he is a jag. He's such a jag. It kind of pisses me off. They need Cedric Tillman. And to be honest, if they had Cedric Tillman back, this game, maybe would have been a lot closer. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers is doing, the veteran quarterback things. And the Steelers are going to end up winning this division. I mean, everybody else is so shit, or at least, this division. And I mean, they only have one loss, and this defense just completely takes away the run. So.
Yeah, no, this Steelers, like you're saying, the Steelers are going to run away with the division because just look at it. Cincinnati has 2 wins, but they're not going to get any better. Baltimore has 1, Cleveland, they have 1, and they just beat Cleveland. So, and who knows, even with Lamar Jackson getting back, the Steelers always give Lamar Jackson trouble. So, Steelers they're going to win this division by default, and just nothing really to take away from this. Just a very ugly defensive battle right here where the Steelers managed to score points, but just quickly, the Steelers, they said they want to trade for a wide receiver. Who's a wide receiver you guys would want to see the Steelers trade for? Because I say the best fit would be, whoa, why did the camera do that? I say the
wide
best
receiver
fit.
Jerry Jeudy was walking by and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in the way or in the manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy.
Just a guy.
When I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb, was ninja.
Ninja.
Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver that you use a first round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you? I will say, no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically. Can he be a wide receiver? Crazy. He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
Greatest Triple Crown winner of all time right there.
Steve Smith. Can you name all 4 Triple Crown winners? You got one.
I actually think I can. I think it's more than 4.
No, it's 4.
It? I got so Chase last year.
Okay.
Cup.
Okay.
Steve. And
you got one more.
The Packer Sterling Sharp.
Hey, 4 for 4. There you go, Brecken.
I thought there was one more.
No, there's only been 4 in history. There you go, Brecken. Look at you, man. Look at you, man. So inspirational.
Rice never won the Triple Crown.
No,
he's a jag, bro. Just another guy.
Overrated. Bro. Overrated. Nah, but all right. It's time to get into this game right here. I kind of been regretting getting into this game right here. Carolina Panthers versus Dallas Cowboys. Panthers go to 500 for the first time in 3 years. They win 30-27, game-winning field goal over the Cowboys. Go ahead, guys. What do y'all think from this game?
Honestly, Cowboys defense just sucks. Like I've been saying all year, like they're not a good defense. Like I don't know what else I have to say. Like, I mean, the offense gets the job done. The defense sucks. Like, there's nothing more I need to say. Like, there's no in-depth analysis. Rico Dowdle said buckle up and get strapped, and they buckled up, but they weren't strapped. That's
We
all
did
I'm
not
saying.
buckle up, bro. We did not buckle up, bro.
He said y'all buckled up. He said himself they buckled up, but they weren't strapped.
No.
So, yeah. Dude, how do you feel?
I will say, let me tell you.
Rico
Go
Dowdle
ahead,
rushed
go.
for 183 yards on your
Dude.
football team, while Javonte Williams only had 29 rushing yards. How do you
The
feel about that?
Cowboys defense, little D, big D, chode, short D, long D, call it what you want. Open a fucking Rico case on these guys because Rico ran it into these D's and ran it down this D's throat. God, the Cowboys suck. Dude, the defense is so bad, like worse than the Bengals. They're officially worse than the Bengals defense.
This has got to be the worst
Debatab-
defense in the entire NFL.
For how much they're
Give me the
being
Ravens
paid,
over
it's
the
gotta
Cowboys
be.
defense.
Yes, for how much they're being paid, it's so bad, dude. It's so bad. Like Rico Dowdle is going for over 200 on you guys. Are you shitting me?
Trayvon Diggs has 2 new knees, bro. 2 new knees, bro, and he's starting for this football team. Deron Bland just got paid. Like, I don't even know Deron Bland still plays football. Like, that's the crazy part, like, about this whole situation. And now
It's
they got,
so
like,
bad. It's so bad because you guys are like fully healthy now. Like I guess
not
is
even.
Overshown
I
still
mean,
missing?
they're
No.
about to get like.
We're about to get your
Overshown.
guy Siobhan Ravel back. We're about to get your guy Siobhan Ravel
Oh
back.
yeah, fine. I didn't think he was gonna end up playing this year.
No,
you guys
but
fucking need him. He's gonna be
We got
your
DeMarion
CB1.
Overshown, who
Watch.
has torn every ligament in his leg, coming back to play this.
The
I
sweat
don't know.
bandit. The sweat
Yeah.
bandit. Dude,
No,
but
okay.
no, I mean, okay,
Go ahead,
offensive.
Brandon, go ahead.
I think for the Cowboys, how it's gonna come down. If they want to
Kenny
win these
Clark
games,
played
it's gonna
one
come
good
down.
game this year. Outside of that, he's never showed up again.
Yeah. Anyways, for the Cowboys, for them to win a game, they're gonna have the ball last. That's what it's gonna come down to. So it's literally a coin toss. It's whoever wins the coin toss, whoever has the ball last is gonna win the game. Like they're gonna score on every single drive because Dak and this offense is so fucking good, even with backup linemen in, even with their receivers out. Doesn't matter. GP3 is top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Dak Prescott, potential MVP candidate, and Williams has been doing really good outside of this game. Yeah, I mean, for the Cowboys to win, they're just gonna have the ball last. I don't think they can make the playoffs. Their defense is just so bad that unless Donovan Enrique just somehow becomes DPOY and Micah Parsons 2.0, but there's no way.
So, first, I'm gonna just start with after Bryce Young's government mandated interception that he always has.
Yeah,
Every
always
single
in
game.
the first quarter has to have one turnover.
He not even he tore apart. It was Rico Dowdle who tore apart this Cowboys defense right here. And I'm gonna just say this right here. As far as with the Cowboys defense right here, obviously it goes down to players, and the damn defensive coach is not even good at either. Like, this scheme is just terrible. And I think the perfect thing that sums it up is at 4th and 4 when it went to Hunter Renfrow. Why is Deron Bland playing 10 yards off of the corner or off the wide receiver in a 4th and 4 when it should be a man-to-man situation? It just bothers me. We always have everybody out of place. They
ran a cover 0 all-out blitz on Bryce Young, who is one of the twitchier quarterbacks in the NFL. As much as you guys want to hate on him, he is quick and decisive, and that's why he was the first overall pick. You're running a cover 0 all-out blitz against him. Okay, cool. To get pressure, press up. They only need 3 fucking yards, dude. And you have Deron Bland 10, 12 yards back. I don't know if that's on Deron Bland or on the DC, but I feel like it's got to be. it's got to be on was it Eberflus, right? Is it Eberflus, y'all's fucking defensive
Matt
coordinator?
Eberflus, he's worse than what Mike Nolan was during the 2020 season, and that's saying something. Like statistically, he is much worse. Just everybody's out of place, and just the players too. There's really no excuse, and I agree with you guys. It's just gonna come down to just Dak Prescott having the ball every single time, and once again, he had a masterclass game. The only thing I could really take away from this Cowboys offense where there was a disappointment was when we got the ball back with, I think, about 7 minutes left. And I don't know, Shadi kind of called like 3 screen passes in a row, which I don't understand. Other than that, offense, they pretty much played a damn perfect game from there. But again, an offense can't have one bad drive, and they're gonna end up losing this ball game. So it just shows that if you had just a competent defense, not even I'm not even asking for top 15. If you had literally the 25th best ranked defense, we could arguably
the Saints defense.
Yeah, if we had the Saints defense, we could arguably be 4-2 right now. We could be 4-2 right now just because of what Dak Prescott's doing. Yeah, we'd be 4-1-1. No, but it's just very disappointing, very frustrating, and I'm repeating the same thing every single week. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say other than pay George Pickens. Please hit on the draft picks. I'm already looking at mock drafts. Caleb Downs, future Dallas Cowboy. I'm saying that. Anthony Hill Jr., Dallas Cowboy. I'm just saying, hey, just give us a year or two. Hey, we have the 13th pick right now, and we could trade up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And you guys have 2 picks. You guys do have 2 picks.
I'm looking at the mock drafts.
You can do better.
Who knows? But all right.
All right. I think I'm gonna hop off this one, boys.
All right. Sounds good, Josh.
I think it's like
Josh is hopping off.
There's like 5 games left.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, it'll be all good. All right. I'll talk to you later, Josh.
Later, cuz.
Later. Nah, but all right. Let's go ahead and get into this next game right here. We have the LA Chargers versus the Miami Dolphins, in which the Chargers, they win after a big Justin Herbert to Ladd McConkey play. Chargers are now 4-2. Dolphins are now 1-5, Brecken. What'd you take away from this one?
Yeah, Vidal looked really good. He stepped into this role perfectly. He was kind of a guy that I was kind of high on in Dynasty, whenever he first got drafted. I thought he would kind of take over. He kind of replaced Marion Hampton and showed that he is a really good receiving threat along with running as well. And I mean, the Chargers offense, Quentin Johnston was ruled out of this game, not last second, but kind of last second. And so the Chargers found a way to get it done anyways. Keenan Allen had a couple of key catches, but he didn't have, the day that he's been having. So, Ladd had to step it up, and he sure did. And, I mean, Justin Herbert, if he's not getting it done with his arm, if Justin Herbert's not getting it done with his arm, he's converting huge, third downs and fourth downs with his leg, which is, something that we really haven't seen in a lot of his game recently. But for the Dolphins, I mean, Tua had 3 interceptions, man. Like you can't win a game throwing 3 interceptions. Yeah, like Devon Achane put the team on his back. He showed why speed is king. Like he's just like you'll never like I don't think you'll ever see anybody as physical that weighs as much as him in the NFL. He weighs what, $180, and he's running through people, breaking tackles. Yeah. And he's just going absolutely insane. He had that one huge run that, broke off on the side. But I mean, if it wasn't for Devon Achane, this game is completely out of hand. He was, the whole entire Dolphins offense, and he has been all year. And especially against this Chargers defense, which I know it seems like every single week we're saying like, hey, Chargers are a really good defense. Maybe this running back will struggle. Yeah. But it seems like these last 3 weeks at least, and I don't even think they really like they lost Joey Bosa. Or no, not even Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack, was it?
Yeah. Khalil Mack, yeah.
And like is that big of a loss that like their defense goes from every single week being like, oh yeah, their defense, like even if their offense isn't good, their defense could win in this game, to now where it's like, I mean, the Dolphins are like one of the more irrelevant teams in the NFL, and they just dropped what, 25 was it? 27 on y'all?
And it was pretty
Yeah,
much a game-winning drive. It was pretty much a game-winning drive. No, but I'll say this right here as far as like, I agree with you. I don't know. I guess the Chargers offense, it's a positive, but the Chargers defense is a negative. Like you're saying, it's a trend in the wrong direction. And I'm just wondering where this wide receiver room is going to be headed now. Is Keenan Allen going to kind of start falling off? I know Quentin Johnson, that kind of changed everything. So is Ladd going to go back to being the number one receiver? That's just something I'm really intrigued by. What are we going to see? There's really no consistency. And who's going to be the
was getting some burn.
Yeah, Trey Harris was getting some burn. Or let me see if I can say his name right. Oronde Gatson. Yeah, there we go. I said it right. The tight end for the Chargers. He got burned a couple weeks ago versus the Broncos, and then last week did terrible. Then this week did great. I don't know what I'm going to see from this, but I'll say this with the Dolphins wise. It's Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's pretty much it, and they're going to score points. I think they're a lesser version of the Cowboys to a point where they could score at least 21 points a ball game. Just they're gonna have these games like they did against the Chargers where they're gonna be really competitive. And let's look at the facts. Other than those 3 turnovers, they scored on every other drive. So the Dolphins offense is dynamic still, even without Tyreek Hill. So they're gonna be one of those feisty teams right there. But so let me ask you this. So Kamani Vidal, so it looked like he got the clear workhorse over Hassan Haskins. So for these next 3 weeks while Omarion Hampton's out, is he a top 10 running back in fantasy football?
I don't know about 10. It's Miami, dude. Everybody goes off against Miami. And I started Vidal this week in my dynasty league. I started him. And I mean, that's why I scored 233 points. So, like, what can I say?
You had to flex it one more time.
Yeah. And I mean, he's definitely an auto start as a flex or even an RB2 if you're desperate. But like, I would rather have him over like Matthew Golden, Khalil Shakir, even Wandale.
Like
I'd rather
flex.
have him over Wandale. Yeah, like a good flex or like a desperate RB2. I'd rather start him over Travion or Ramondre if you have one of those guys. And then also just matchup based. I don't know who the Chargers have next week.
Let me check.
I was just about to check. Yeah. I mean, I guess just if you like the matchup, I think he's a good enough receiving threat that he's gonna produce either way. He's gonna produce in PPR.
So they have the Colts and then the Vikings the next 2 weeks. So kind of
I don't
schedule.
really like either of those. Yeah. The Colts defense is, I feel like, extremely slept on, and then the Vikings. I mean, are they gonna get Van Ginkel back around then, or because I know he's been out, but So, but I mean, he's still got that PPR upside. So, if you're desperate enough, fucking run it. Why not?
Exactly. But
it's like, would you rather have him or Corey Cross-Merritt? I feel like those guys are kind of in the same boat right now.
Oh yeah. If it wasn't for those fumbles by JCM, then it would be. Oh man, he had his opportunity.
I thought this was gonna. I don't know. The pod doesn't know this, but me and Alfonso were trying to get a trade done, and I wanted Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and JCM, and I was gonna give him. Was it Dart and JT? Lad, Dart, and JT.
JT. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And dude, I mean, it would have been kind of a fair trade. You would have won this week for sure.
I definitely would have won this week. Yeah, no, but
my huge breakouts this week were JCM, AJ Brown, and
Jalen Hurts. You did say Jalen Hurts.
I knew Jalen Hurts. Game. Yeah, he would have a good game, but I'm trying to remember. I had somebody that I was like, they're gonna have a huge breakout, and they ended up doing. I think it was Vidal that I thought was gonna, because I started him in fantasy. But
man, I wasn't able to pick up Vidal in any league. I was only able to get Hassan Haskins. So I was just hoping like I'm like luckily I
Dude, I
didn't
got
start.
Vidal. I got
Mhm.
Vidal in the Diamond Daddy League. That deep ass. I think I spent like $86 worth of fab. I was like, because I had drafted him and then I had dropped
Yeah.
him, and I was like, I'm gonna be so pissed because I did the same thing with
Yeah.
A Chain, dude. I drafted A Chain like his rookie year. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, he could start over Raheem Mostert, and then I
Yeah.
dropped him. Very next week he goes off for like 40. And so I literally spent like 120 fab to get him.
Oh man. I mean, that was worth it though. HN that year. I think that's what won me. Yeah, that's what won me a championship too. I think I had HN along with Brees Hall. Was it Brees Hall? No, but all right. Speaking of Jonathan Taylor, let's talk about his team right here. Indianapolis Colts versus Arizona Cardinals. And what's the Colts improved to 5-1 and now undefeated at home, 4-0 versus the Kyler Murray-less Cardinals, which Jacoby Brissett started. Cardinals are now 2-4. Colts are 5-1. Anything from this game you took away, Brecken?
Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes, whatever you want to call him, he's fucking good, baby. I love Danny Dimes. And I mean, what's crazy is like he's elevating this offense so much. And he's like, it's weird. Like he's, in my opinion, he's top 3 in MVP candidate right now. He's got the winning record. He's
He's got the
putting up the
stats.
stats. Yeah, like and
Yeah.
he's doing more with less. Like if we're being honest, he doesn't have the same amount. He doesn't have Mbuka, Mike Evans. Not trying to shit on Baker. Baker has been doing
Heisman.
better with less. But
Yeah.
but I mean he's throwing to Michael Pittman. I think Tyler Warren is debatably best tight end in the NFL right now. It's either him,
Yeah.
McBride, or Bowers, and Bowers has been hurt. So,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
can't
no, I
disagree
mean
with that.
they look so good, dude. And for the Cardinals, Jacoby like made this offense look complete. Like
Yeah.
he fits. It's so weird. I feel like with Kyler, he just refuses to use his athleticism. I've said it in it like every single
Mhm.
week, and he wants to like play this almost Bryce Young role where he's snappy and uses his athleticism whenever he needs to. And it's like, bro, you're 5'5". Like, get out of the fucking pocket, man, and make something happen. And I mean, granted, Marv really didn't have a big day, but McBride
Well,
did, and so did what's his name, Wilson. Didn't he have a
oh
really
yeah,
good
Michael
game?
Wilson. Well, 4 for 44. Zay
Yeah,
Jones, he was the one that popped off.
Zay
5 for
Jones. Holy, I didn't even realize he had 80 yards.
yeah.
But yeah, Jacoby didn't look too bad. He looked, I will say, Jacoby went to take off and he looked fucking old. He looked slow as dirt, dude. He looked like
Yeah.
Eli Manning running. He looked slow as shit. So yeah, Jacoby's getting old, but I mean, dude, and the fact that like Colts are debatably best team in the NFL right now, and they took them down to the very last play. I think Kyler plays this game. I don't know. I don't know if they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I think we're starting to realize, like even myself too included, that this is a Kyler Murray problem somewhat. And for the exact reasons that you're saying, in this offense, they need just a guy who could stand in the pocket and can deliver the throws. I know Marv got hurt in this game, so who knows how much that could have changed this ball game right here. I think he went out
Mm-hmm.
in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. But
Mm-hmm.
like you're saying with the Colts, they're one Adonai Mitchell reckless play away from being the only undefeated team in the NFL. Like, as much as we want to say, no, it's Daniel Jones, no, it's the Colts, they're 5-1 and they're number 1 in the AFC right now. So we can't argue with it. It's 6 games through the season. It's a large sample size. So
And then
Daniel
in that
Jones,
like in that
yeah.
division, and sorry, in that division, like would you so do you think that the Colts end up winning it or the Jags? Because this division is so much better than I felt like it was gonna be going into the season.
I agree 100%. And even the Texans, I think they're going to start picking it up slowly but surely because what are they? they're 2-4 if I'm not mistaken, or
Damn, that's
or
so bad.
something along those lines. I'm not worried about the Titans, but yeah, no, I think maybe the
2-3.
Texans. They're 2-3. Okay, that's not too bad. Honestly, I could see the 3-man race down the stretch just with the Colts with the upper hand in this one. But they have their
I have the
divisional games down the
Jags.
stretch.
Yeah,
I,
I have the Jags as like my Super Bowl like dark horse.
I mean, as long as T-Law, like if T-Law could just step it up and be consistent, I'm not worried about the run game long term. But I'm just saying if he could just be consistent down the stretch, and I would still take him over Daniel Jones. Maybe that's just me being biased to what I saw the last 5-6 years with Daniel Jones, but it just
7
really
years.
6, 7. No, but I just think it's just really tough because they have Jonathan Taylor, they have Tyler Warren, but it's just looking at this team just from the outside in. They're a great football team as of right now, and they just keep winning. Whether we like it or not, they keep winning, and it's just the weirdest team to judge in the NFL right now. And if somebody told me, like you said, Daniel Jones should be a top 3 MVP ballot, then I can't disagree with that. Like as crazy as it sounds, I wouldn't, but just shout out to Danny Dimes, just contract year. He always tends to pop off. But anything else before we get into the second to last game?
He's like the second coming of Big Kirko. Contract year, he's he's gonna get paid. He's gonna make the playoffs.
No, I know at this point right here, but all right, let's go ahead and get on to a game that was pretty boring right here. The Denver Broncos versus New York Jets in London. The Broncos go to 4-2 and the Jets go to 0-6, which just a little bit off topic. I'm glad I went to 9:00 mass right here because I missed half of this game. And after watching the second half of this game, I'm very glad. I'm like, okay, I didn't sit down, get up early to watch this. So any takeaways from this one here, Brecken?
I mean, yeah, like it was. I mean, it is a London game, so you kind of expect it to be a little bit low scoring. But like, I felt like the Jets had so many opportunities. They didn't have a first down until like almost halftime. It was so bad. And like Bo Nix is doing Bo Nix thing, just check down merchant. And if it wasn't for this, dude, literally the best defense in the NFL. Like the Broncos I think they had like 7 sacks. It was insane. And Nick Benito is showing why he deserves to be, in DPOY conversations. And then even the guy on the opposite side of him, I think his name is like Cooper. He's damn good. Both of them have like, they're both like top 3, maybe even top 5 in pressure rate. Top 5, maybe even top 3. And I mean, it's hard to, expect Justin Fields to produce against that, but I've been holding out hope, man. I really thought that he was going to be the best quarterback out of that draft class, because he was in the same class as T-Law, but it's looking like that he's just like not it, dude. He's just not it. And like you would hope that the athleticism would outshine, all the flaws and stuff. And you see so many of these other quarterbacks getting these second chances. But I mean, Justin Fields, he's gotten a fourth chance. And it's time to just hang him up. It's time to hang him up, dude. This game was so bad. I think finish out the season. Obviously, you're not going to throw Tyrod in there. Garrett Wilson getting upset at the end. I like seeing that. I mean, I think he needs to request a trade. I think everybody should try and get out of it. All their best players should try and get out of it. Like, why not? Like, why not blow it up? Like, you guys are so bad, and all these guys that you had slight hope out for. Like, I'm sorry, just getting a new quarterback isn't going to do anything for you guys. Like, you guys can draft, Nussmeier, Mateer. I don't care who you guys. I don't care who you guys draft. They're not being successful in New York. Like, y'all are cursed. I don't just try and rebuild, I guess. Just blow it all up.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna really take away anything from the Broncos front right here because I already know how I feel about them. Their offense is very shaky and it's just very early in Sean Payton. I know he gets off to slow starts, so I definitely want to see something better. But as far as with your Justin Fields point, it's already 5 years in. There's only so much his physical traits can do to
Mhm.
help a quarterback get a contract. Just he's not that good of a football player. And I know the Broncos, they had 9 sacks, but half of those sacks, Justin Fields was just hanging on to the ball. And I think it was fourth down. Fourth down, yeah, the last play they had the ball, bro pump faked on a cover 0 blitz to nobody. It's like, dude, who are you pump faking out? Throw the ball. Give your wide receiver a chance in Garrett Wilson, who's I know he's on Pat Surtain, but at least throw the ball up. And
Dude. And it's like Garrett, like he's shown so many flashes and he's had such shit quarterbacks that it's like if he had a
he's the next
confident,
George
like a
Pickens.
confident, yeah,
He's-
no, it's like to be honest, Garrett Wilson could be up there with JSN, Abuka, maybe not quite to Jamar, and Jeddah's, but and even I feel like Puka's right there, but I feel like he would be just below them if he had a good quarterback. Hell,
Mhm.
who knows? Maybe he'd be just as good as them if he had a good quarterback. Because, dude, when he gets the ball thrown his way, he can do some miraculous things.
No, I agree with you 100%. And we've seen that when wide receivers go somewhere else, a competent team, even just a solid
Mhm.
offense, you see them just explode. So, but nothing else really to take away from this game other than it was a very ugly game. And also, Mason Taylor, thank you. I started you after last week, but I forgot it was a Cowboy stimulus package. So thank you for 1 catch and 2 yards. But all right, let's go ahead and get on to this last game, Thursday night football. Jackson Dart and the New York Giants get their second win of the year, and they beat the Eagles 34-17, aka Damien's favorite team, the Eagles. So, any takeaway from this one here, Brecken?
I mean, yeah, dude, it's so. I feel like it's the OC for the Eagles. It's the OC. Like the Eagles have been thriving on the big plays and their defense. Like I think last year their offense per drop back rate was like literally the worst in the NFL, but their defense and their run rate and their first down, conversion rate was so damn good. It didn't matter. They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I don't know if the fatigue for Saquon is starting to build up with having, an extra long season last year, a lot of carries and stuff like that. And maybe you do sacrifice the next season or at least the start of the next season by winning that
Yeah.
Super Bowl, but that's what you got to do. And
Mhm.
I mean, like statistically, they didn't look bad, right? Like the Eagles didn't
Yeah.
look bad, but man, their defense looked fucking horrible. Like Cam Scatterbu went nuclear against y'all. Jackson Dart did his thing. They just out physical them. And I think
Yeah.
with Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, all of them are healthy with that front seven. And I was saying it from the start that they're kind of my dark horse team because I think that their defense for the Giants could be really good. And their DBs have been the problem, and they still are.
Yeah.
Maybe Paulson Adebo, we got him off our team
He's
for a
gonna be their
reason.
savior.
He's so bad, dude. Like he's not bad in coverage. It's just he draws so many penalties that he's fucking
Yeah.
basically pointless out there. But I mean, yeah, like Scatterbu went crazy. Like Tracy's back and he had zero role in this offense. Jackson Dart, I mean, he's like it's not even that these guys are like insanely good. It's just that like they're a complete attitude switch up and just like
Yeah.
they're sparking so much life into this team that it's making everybody else play better and want to play better. And like the Eagles defense, I don't know if you've seen it was like a post route or like a seam or something like that or like a deep crosser where
Mhm.
Jackson Dart rolled out, threw it late as fuck to Wandale, and the DBs just didn't even try and tackle him.
Yeah.
Didn't even
Okay.
try and
Yeah.
tackle
I
him.
saw that one. Yeah.
And it happened twice. It happened once whenever like he like fell down and then he got up and got like 3 more yards. And then the other time was on that crosser and he took it for, 30 more yards.
Yeah.
And it's just like the Eagles, it's like they're getting into their own head. It's like y'all are a good team. Y'all are winning games. Maybe you're not winning them how you want, but you guys are leading y'all's division pretty handsomely. And y'all look like the best team in your division. Like they're in their own head because they're not, Keely Ringo his ass. They're in their own head because they're just not like they're not playing how they expect themselves to be playing, but you're winning games and you need to be, acceptable with that. That's what the Chiefs did. I mean, last year they fucking sucked throughout the whole year, but they were almost undefeated. So they were cool with it. And that's why they went to the Super Bowl. You can't be getting upset about, I only got thrown the ball, 4 times on a slant route. Shut the fuck up and keep on running slants. Like, we're winning games. Like, I'm sorry, A.J. Brown's 2 best games, they've lost both of them. So, like, maybe stop complaining and just start playing, like, just be happy with the win, Bit of a rant. But.
Well, okay, I'll say this as far as with this Eagles team right here. I'll say there's a difference from being able to actually pass the ball and run the ball, and can you actually do it? It looks like they can't even run the ball. And I know it might be a little bit of a regression with the offensive line, and there is some injuries, but it looks like they can't even run the ball well at all. And I just think that this was just, again, the stats, it looks pretty for Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, even Devonta Smith, according to Damian. But anyways, I just think that Jalen Hurts, I think what really sums it up perfectly is that deep shot to Devonta Smith where you couldn't have gotten any more open and a cleaner pocket and clearly overthrows.
I feel like that play was a little bit overblown, bro. Like Patrick Mahomes just did that, 2-3 weeks ago? Dude, 2-3 weeks ago, Patrick Mahomes did the same thing with Tyquan Thornton, overthrew him so bad, and he was wide open. Don't get me wrong. Okay. You need to make that throw. Like, that's easy throw, right? But I feel like being like, oh, that play, I don't think that play summarizes it all. I don't think Jalen Hurts is really playing that bad. I think there's a little bit more on his plate than usual, and that's why it looks like he's playing bad. But I don't think he's playing bad necessarily. I just feel like this whole team is just being stubborn. I will say, I'm reading the chat. Ryan was saying that the tush push is just tush push down the field. I was on the side of saying, hey, don't get rid of the tush push. After this game, I can admit that I was wrong. The tush push.
After those 4 straight plays, bro.
Dude, it's not it's not fun. It's not.
It only took you.
It's
fucking
annoying.
4 weeks to change your mind. It only took you 4 weeks.
Don't get me wrong. Like I love the play, right? But like whenever it's something like that, it's like, dude, it's such bullshit. Like, this game wouldn't have even looked like as close. Like, it was already a blowout, but it would have looked even worse if they didn't have the tush push. Like, I don't think that they would have scored a touchdown there. I don't even know, because I feel like they would have went for around 4th down and fucking not convert. And then now all of a sudden it's 10-34.
It was 3rd and 3, and they ran 4 straight tush pushes. It was 3rd and 3.
Like it felt like an insult, like a spit in your face.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, do you think middle of the season they're gonna do something to change this? Like, that's never been done before, from what I know. So it's like they get one more year at least. It's definitely gone after this. But like I get it now. Like, I get like that was egregious. I don't think they've ever done the tush push quite like that. And that was just, I mean, it looked like the OC just went, deep pass, run up the middle, tush push. Like, his call sheet is, Shanahan tree, they got a Denny's menu, and the fucking Eagles offense, they got the In-N-Out menu. It's 3 options, dude. It's a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. That's it. Like it's just run down the middle, go ball, or tush push.
That's a good. I never thought about it like that, but no, I just think that okay. I'll say this as far as going back to that deep throw with Patrick Mahomes, you know he can make that throw consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Do you know Jalen, or do you believe Jalen Hurts can make that throw down the field? Realistically, it's again Jalen Hurts has
He
never
had
been the
in the
best
first
passer.
to start the game. That first throw down the field to AJ Brown in the bucket one-handed was a beautiful ball. That's not talked about enough. Like I get he missed a wide open guy. He needs to make that throw. But I feel that's almost like somebody on the driving range, like Tiger Woods on the driving range shinks it or tops it or some shit like that. Where it's like that's gonna happen. A wide receiver wide open. Ball bounces off his hand. Like George Pickens just fucking did that. And we're talking about him being like top 10 guy in the NFL. You know, like that happens, right? And I don't think it's Jalen Hurts' incompetence. Like he shows up in big games and he balls out in big games and he throws up really good stats. And like that pick, I mean, that's
that
literally
pick
what
was
it was a
brutal.
bad
That's
pick.
what changed the game.
That was bad. That was very bad. But I mean, I don't think that you can really blame Hurts. I don't. Like
What?
I don't think that he's the problem. Like
Okay, I wouldn't say he's
are
the
you
exact
saying that
problem.
Jalen like
I'm not saying he's the sole problem, but he's part of it. I'll say that.
yeah, maybe. I feel like dude, cuz I'm like who else are you putting in here, right? So dude, cuz it's like you put Dak in here. Yes, Dak will do better.
He's cooking.
Right? Mahomes will do better. Josh Allen will do better.
Daniel
Right?
Jones,
But then it's
Baker
like
Mayfield, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence. No, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and Jalen Hurts can't operate under center. He just runs the ball when he does. I don't think Jalen Hurts is bad. I feel like he gets too much flack.
He's not
Like he just won a Super Bowl. Is
But,
he top 10? Debatable, you know? Maybe not. But like he offers aspects to this team, as in the tush push, that is gonna score them touchdowns. You know,
But what happens when that gets banned?
I get you guys are Eagles haters.
For sure.
Okay,
yeah.
even whenever it gets banned, like Jalen Hurts isn't like I'm looking at him playing and he's not playing like bad where you're like this guy should get benched, or even like oh this guy, like he's playing like you put Spencer Rattler there. I don't think Spencer's doing as good, right? Like I don't think Tua's doing as good. Like I don't think Purdy's doing as good. Like all these guys that are like, you know, on par, same contract. Like Jalen Hurts is middle tier quarterback.
Sorry, Ryan's over here. Ryan's over here talking shiz. No, but okay. I'm gonna just say this as far as with Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying by any means that he is a bad, terrible quarterback. I'm gonna say this. If it wasn't for having a 2,000-yard rusher and having a guy who went on to get a head coaching job, making the Saints offense look good, and having I completely went blank on the Colts.
You hate him. You hate him. You cannot glaze. You cannot glaze Shane. No, you hate him. You hate him. You can't all of a sudden hypocritical of you, bro. You can't all of a sudden be like, no. Let me say this. Without him, he wouldn't be nothing.
No, let me say this. The last time he looked really good as a passer was with Shane Steichen, and that was 3 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
But you're talking about the fucking. I'm blanking right now. The Saints head coach, dude. You're fucking. You were gonna say
no. Kellen Moore. I'm not giving credit to Kellen Moore. I'm giving credit to Saquon Barkley, because there's a reason last year Nick Sirianni went up to Kellen Moore and said, "Run the fucking ball." There's a reason why he did that. So I'm just saying, a 2,000-yard rusher, and the last time you looked really good, like, holy crap, this dude's a top 5 quarterback, like, no doubt. was with Shane Steichen. So I'm just saying the last time a coordinator really unlocked Jalen Hurts was 3-4 years ago. So I'm just saying Jalen Hurts, if I had to do QB rankings right now, I'm not saying any guy. I'd say he'd be anywhere from the 10 to 15 range. I'd give him more closer to 10.
Dude, but my thing is like so he's had a different OC every single year since his freshman year of college. He's even had 2 OCs in 1 year. And it's like he's having to learn all new offenses and all this stuff. And then I guarantee their OC is going to get fired this year or lose his job or something like that because fucking Batul was playing like, he's doing dick,
What about Baker Mayfield?
What do you mean?
He's had an OC every year too.
Oh, Baker would cook. Huh? Whenever Baker was on the Browns, he had fucking. Whenever Baker was on the Browns, he had the guy that's the Browns.
No, he had
same play caller.
He had Freddie.
He's had the same.
He had Freddie Kitchens.
He had the same guy calling the plays every year.
And look at Baker on the Bucks. Who was it before? Who was it before? Dave Canales. No, it was somebody else before then. Then Dave Canales. And
it was Dave Canales.
Oh, it was Dave Canales. So 3 straight years, and Baker's been cooking. So I'm just saying this. Maybe even myself included. Jalen Hurts. Maybe there was a little bit of I'm not trying to say he's overrated to how I had him rated. Does that make sense? I had him flirting with the top 5 combos.
He's definitely a top. No,
I have him outside the top 10.
No, I feel like I feel like after Super Bowl. Yeah, I feel like after Super Bowl, everybody's he's potential top 5 guy. Now you're starting to realize this is why we didn't factor that until the Super Bowl. He's top 15, but he's definitely not
He's definitely being inflated by his talent. The stats can sometimes, or games can sometimes, make it look like he's top 5. He's not on the same tiers right now. The Mahomes, Allens, Dax, Bakers, Lamars, those guys. But after that long rant about Jalen Hurts, let me talk quickly about the Giants right here. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. This may be a hot take. I'm not trying to say that these 2 rookie quarterback and running back duo is exactly like the one that happened in 2016. But as far as the energy, the vibes of like a Dak and Zeke, obviously way less talent. But like they're giving similar vibes to that. I'm not saying they're nowhere good as that, but they're just giving similar vibes, and the Giants are actually fun to watch. And now I'm really intrigued to see how Malik Neighbors would have looked in this offense too. They would have had a bona fide number 1 running back and Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart. And I'm just saying, Jackson Dart, no pun intended, he's throwing darts. Like he should have had another touchdown to Lil Jordan Humphrey where, what was he, rolling to the left and he just threw it just sidearm, like a 3/4 throw. And it was right in Lil Jordan Humphrey's hands and he just dropped it. I'm just saying, I'm going to say this, Brecken. Now that Josh left, honestly, I would have traded a 1st-round pick in ETN for Jackson Dart. I'm just keeping it a bean here, but I got Travis Etienne at a 3rd. I'll take it. That's all I'm going to say right there. But no. All right, Brecken. Any last thing before we do?
I like Dart.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Don't you have Dart in Dynasty?
Like I was saying, yeah, I like Dart. I had him as my 2nd quarterback in that draft class. I actually had Shedeur as my 1, but you could hate it. And I mean, yeah, dude, Dart's. I think Scatterbo's good and stuff. He's a little. I feel like I'm on this train earlier than everybody else, and maybe I don't even want to say it because I feel like I'm gonna get hate. But I feel like Scatterbo is a little corny. Do you not feel like that? Like, yes, having a guy like that in the locker room, because I played ball, right?
Yeah, go ahead. God forbid a white boy got some
bro.
swag, bro.
Because it's like, dude, that's exactly what it is. Like I love Cam Scatterboo. I love the way he plays. I'm sure his locker room presence is awesome. But like having a guy like that in the locker room is only cool for so long, and then it becomes annoying. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, this is cool. Oh, a Mr. CTE guy, right? But it's like I feel like, at least for me, after a while, this little bit can get old. I love Scatterboo and I love the energy that he brings and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't have Scatterboo in anything, but I wanted to get Scatterboo in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a great player, but to be honest, no, that was me. That's why I'm saying. No, I know that they can't read the chat, but Ryan was saying that was me whenever I played football, and it definitely wasn't, because I wasn't very good. But I will say, guys like that, like to start off, like, yes, they're cool, and whenever they're playing good and your team's good, that's fun, right? Whenever you have high energy, but whenever they're playing bad and your team's bad, and like you're supposed to be relying on these kind of guys, that shit gets annoying. Like Jameis Winston was getting the same flack. One of my favorite players of all time. I fucking love Jameis Winston.
Florida State legend.
But like the eating a W thing, yeah, like eating a W thing, his whole attitude, like it's great for a locker room whenever you guys are doing good, but it's also horrible for a locker room whenever, kind of like Baker, whenever Baker was, talking shit and doing all this stuff, whenever he was a rookie and all that in year 1, year 2, everybody was like, he's not a fucking adult. We need to get rid of him and, get a pedophile in here instead. And, maybe not a pedophile, but definitely a rapist.
I was about to say, whoa.
But anyways, like that's what I'm saying, is like having an attitude like that is definitely good for the locker room whenever your team's doing good. But whenever your team's doing bad and they don't switch up their energy, it can be fucking annoying.
So
I love Scat. I love Scat.
Yeah. I feel like Cam Scatterboo, like, I don't know necessarily as far as with that. Maybe it might be true, but it seems like they're just loving that energy right now. But I'm gonna say this, Cam Scatterboo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd love to be in a locker room with him. I'm not gonna lie, and even as Sally too.
Yeah, of course.
Shoot,
I will say
that Sally's tough. I'll give him that.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, do you think Scatterboo, because the way that he runs, That's funny. Yeah, dude. I just wanna maybe take a shower with Scatterboo. No other reason.
Hey.
Maybe he'll do the surfer. Maybe he'll hit the celly in the shower. You never know. I mean, Scatterboo just seems like a ball of fun. Am I right? No. But dude, the real question is, like, the way that Scatterboo runs, leading with his head and head hunting and stuff like that. It's like they already have penalties set up for defensive play, like not even like health wise. I'm saying, like, do you think that the league starts throwing penalties for him doing stuff like that? Because it's like he's leading with his head, like he's looking for contact, and like with like Pacheco, he has a similar running style, but Pacheco doesn't lead with his head and doesn't look for contact quite as much as Scatterboo does. But like, do you think that the NFL will start calling penalties on this, or do you think that they're just kind of like, offense makes us money, so we'll let him do what he wants?
I think they're going to be fining him, but I don't think that they're going to actually be penalizing him, because at the end of the day, Cam Scatterboo, he became, after Thursday, he already was growing into that, but after Thursday Night Football and what he did, he's becoming a sensation now. So I think they're going to be like finding him underneath the table, like, hey, don't do that, but like, hey, keep doing that. You know what I mean? So I agree with you as far as like, hey, the offense makes some money. And I think just Cam Scatterboo, honestly, how physical he plays, how much he wants contact, he's like a Marion Barber mold. Like there was a reason I loved watching Marion Barber, and like this dude,
Mhm.
he's a
Mhm.
crash out. I don't know if you saw there was one time him getting ready for a college football game, and he was just banging his head against a brick wall. So that just shows the type of guy that
Yeah, I've seen
Cam
that.
Scatterboo is. But all right, Brecken, any last words before before we do our so-called MVPs?
Nah, man, nah. I think I'm all good.
Yeah, no, but all right. So, like we do every single week, we pick one guy that has stood out, our MVPs of the week. So, Brecken, who's your so-called MVP?
Oh, bro, I really don't know. I kind of want to go with Nick Benito because he had such a
Mhm.
great game. But yeah, I guess I'll
It's
just
tough.
go with Benito because can't really think of any other guy that like made an like insane. I mean, GP3 were insane. I would say May, he absolutely cooked, but that was against the Saints
Yeah.
defense. So it's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, same with Rico for me.
you know, and then with GP3, bro, you know what? I think my
You can
so-called
do it.
MVP will be George Pickens. I think I'm gonna pick George Pickens, bro. He went insane. I know that they lost, and that was against J.C. Horn. And like it's like
Yeah.
I get that it's the Panthers, but J.C. Horn is top 5 corner in the NFL. Like I think
Yeah.
he's without a doubt top 5, maybe even top 3 corner in the NFL.
And
And
cooked him.
George Pickens went fucking ballistic.
No, yeah, for sure. And hey, this is a biased podcast for a reason. Obviously, I should give it to Rico, but fuck that. I'm not going to do that after what he did to the Cowboys. So I'm going to give it to the guy with the second best stat line of the week as far as running backs, Mr. Bijan Robinson, a total of 238 scrimmage yards and upsetting the Buffalo Bills. So shout out to him. And I was
You
thinking
know,
about
you
honorary
know who else
mentions.
had 200 yards? Open a
I know.
Rico case on the guy.
Honestly, that was clean right there. That was a clean wordplay right there. But underrated storyline: Jake Moody being cut, then went 4 for 5 game-winning field goals. I'm just saying that was a little bit of
Mhm.
a underrated thing right
And that
there.
one
But
that he missed was blocked. I said
yeah,
I said in the group chat, I was like, bro just saved his career. Like
honestly, yeah, no, he really did. He really did save his career. But all right, any last words, Brecken, before we get out of here?
nah, man, God bless y'all. Have a great rest of y'all's week.
Yes, sir, of course. But all right, we will see you guys soon. Before we get out of here, find us on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under TSCSA or the so-called sports analyst. Whether you listen to this live or another day, we appreciate it. Make sure you share this to anybody that likes sports. Also, Dak